Mental health is real. Seek help and the stigma. On the news this evening, stakeholder criticizes Nostra over delay in Qatar oil spill response. Labour Party chieftains in River State react to crisis in party. Trial of Inspector Erekere's murder stalls. Senate President sues Senator Akpoti Uduaghan over satirical apology. And on the foreign scene, conclave elects new pope. I'm Sam Chinedu, and the news continues after the break. Welcome back. 3 days after a fresh oil spill occurred at Ikata in Ahoda East local government area of River State, findings by our correspondent showed that a joint investigation visit GIV to the scene of the spill has not been carried out by relevant government authorities. Speaking on this, Executive Director of Youth and Environmental Advocacy Center, Fineface Dumnamene, said the attitude of the National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency, NOSDRA, in promptly conducting GIV is regrettable.
Fresh pictures coming out with more spills coming out this morning from Krokro. Nostra has not done anything. They have not visited. They have not done anything. We have not even gotten a report that Nostra has been to Ogali, where we have the recent spill. The one that has happened now in the Ikata community, there one is no hope of any Nostra responding. So we begin to question and wondering why Nostra is not doing the needful by living up to their responsibility, monitoring spills, doing GIV, identifying the cause of spill, and then holding those who are responsible to account. So we don't know where Nostra still exists, but if they do, I think we need them to take action and there.
Dr. Dumnamene called on the agency to speak up about their challenges to attract help from the government.
Let me say capacity on the part of Nostra, agree on taking action to those sites, capacity in terms of funds moving to the site, and capacity in terms of really being able to hold the people that are responsible to account when they are able to carry out the GIV. Several things are wrong with the way Nostra is. Nostra needs to be rejuvenated. The South office is very critical to respond to inquiries and take action when there is spill. But you also recall that it's getting 2 years now since there was OSP in the Tehu community in Elemental government area. It did. Nostra has not carried out any joint investigation visit.
In a related development, a native of Bodo in Gokana local government area of River State, Lazarus Tamana, said the community instituted another case against Shell after it failed to comply with a judgment on several spills in the area. Mr. Tamana spoke to our correspondent from the courtroom in London.
We are in court today because Shell refused to honor the agreement signed with the Bodo community after winning the case against them on the 20th of June 2014. We agreed that 4 things will be done: Shell to pay compensation, clean up the environment, remediate the environment, and finally restore the environment. Shell have refused to do the cleanup as expected over 4 years, and we have just discovered that it's only 7% of the oil spilled in 2008 that has been removed.
In other news, some chieftains of Labour Party in River State say for the party to make progress in the 2027 general election, it must chart a new course. In an interview with correspondent Soibi Oruwari, The former national vice chairman of the Labour Party in the South-South region, Favour Reuben, blamed some stakeholders in the party, including the 2023 presidential candidate of the party, Peter Obi, for the current crisis.
Is playing out is caused by the same people. You could remember that Abure himself was suspended, was restrained by court. So they gave this young man strength to disobey court order. I think that's what is playing out today. Today, we would have had a sanity in the party, but because of power they gave to him, even under the restraining order by court, is what we are seeing today. I don't blame him for whatever he's doing. I keep blaming Peter Obi and Oti that they could not bring the party together. He's fighting his own life. They are fighting their own. At the end of the day, everything will come to the end. I don't think we are going forward, we are going backward.
He dismissed the notion that the All Progressives Congress or the federal government is responsible for the crisis in Labour Party.
It was not APC. APC did not sponsor Papa. It did not do anything. But because people felt that Papa was just from Yoruba, and one tribe felt that it was against them. That was the problem, and that's the problem we have in Labour Party. It's not the problem of APC. If our leader, Peter Obi and Oti, want to fix the problem of Labour Party today, Labour Party problem will be fixed today. It will be fixed. Personally told him what they should do, that this problem will end, but they are not prepared to do that. Personally, I think they are just helping the APC to destroy the party and not the other way around.
On his part, the former spokesman of the Labour Party in the state, Gogo Wellington, said the Abure-led party no longer has the constitutional powers to suspend any members of the party following the Supreme Court judgment that voided his emergence as national chairman.
Julius Abure, as it stands right now, is in no position to suspend any member of Labour Party because the only lifeline he held on to keep parading himself as the chairman of Labour Party has been knocked down by the Supreme Court judgment, which steps down the appeal court ruling. Julius Abure himself has been suspended by the Nenadi Usman-led caretaker committee. So whatever action he is perceived to have taken is totally just a show of shame.
Mr. Wellington also said the Abure-led faction cannot claim to be overseeing the party because most of the ranking stakeholders are opposed to his leadership.
Abure does not have any large followership. You know very well that the person of our leader, the leader of the Labour Party, His Excellency Peter Obi, is strongly behind the Nenadi Usman caretaker committee. The governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti, strongly behind the caretaker committee. Ranking senators like Senator Kingibe and the rest of them are all strongly behind the Nenadi Usman caretaker committee. So who then is left with Julius Abure? Abure is just a noisemaker. He knows that his only meal ticket has been taken from him, so it's only normal for him to kick.
Recall that yesterday, caretaker committee of the Labour Party, led by Senator Nenadi Usman, launched an investigation into Julius Abure over allegations of misconduct, including corruption, misappropriation of party funds, and anti-party activities, while a faction of the Labour Party, led by Julius Abure, claimed to have suspended Alex Oti, governor of Abia State, and FCT Senator Ireti Kingibe indefinitely. Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has reinstated Julius Abure on its website as a national chairman of the Labour Party. INEC also relisted Umar Farouk Ibrahim as national secretary of the party. INEC said it took the decision based on a court order. The commission also has Senator Anyanwu as national secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, on its website. INEC, however, did not indicate whether the development was based on a court order. Recall that the Supreme Court had last month set aside earlier decisions of the Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal, which recognized Abure as Labour Party's national chairman. In another development, the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, has officially adopted President Bola Tinubu as its candidate for the 2027 presidential election. Anambra State Governor Charles Soludo made the announcement at Alex Ekwueme Square in Awka during the president's working visit to the state. He said APGA and the All Progressives Congress APC would work together during the election as both parties share a common belief in progressivism. Earlier, President Bola Tinubu was conferred with a chieftaincy title by all the royal fathers from the 179 communities in Anambra State. Away from that, the trial of 12 suspects accused of murdering late Inspector Christiana Erekere was stalled today at the State High Court in Port Harcourt due to the absence of the first defendant, Joy Uweraka. Correspondent Emeka Otuka reports that Joy Uweraka was scheduled to open her defense, but when the matter was called, her lawyer, through oral application, informed the court his client was rushed to the Rivers State Teaching Hospital for surgery, which was not opposed by the prosecution, led by Celestine Dixon of the Nigeria Police Force. As you may know, late Inspector Christiana Erekere was allegedly killed on April 25, 2023, during a stop-and-search operation by the suspects at Taba Police Division in Kana local government area. The suspects were said to be traveling from Delta to Akwa Ibom for a traditional marriage. The trial judge, Justice Augusta Chukwu, adjourned the case to May 19, 2025 for defense. Still to come, Senate President Akpabio sues Senator Akpoti Uduaghan over satirical apology. Stay tuned.
This is a special announcement from the Akuku Toru local government.
In the Faculty of Agriculture at the University of Port Harcourt, Dr. Samuel Nwokuga has warned against early harvesting of crops. Dr. Nwokuga said this while reacting to the report that some farmers in Orashi region of Rivers State have started harvesting their crops prematurely following prediction of flooding by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET. He warned of the health implication of consuming premature crops.
But if they harvest premature crop or premature whatever they planted there, it's going to have negative impact, one, on the people, thereby affecting the economy. Imagine where people are consuming something that is not fully mature. The health implication will be negative. The implication is negative. It's going to have negative impact on the people. But if the crops are short-term crops, when harvested, good to go. The farmers can consume, market people can access, thereby making money or income.
He called on the government to make alternative provisions for farmers to avoid early harvesting of their crops.
It's not every area meant for planting that flood can access. There are high-rise areas that farmers can also plant. While flood is invading this other side, the high areas will preserve the crops planted. So government can also help the people by making provisions that they access high lands where they can plant crops that flood will never get to, or before the flood gets to that highland areas, the planted crops must have reached maturation and they will be harvested before time.
A bill seeking to address critical issues such as climate change adaptation, drought, desertification, flooding, coastal erosion, dam failure, building collapse, oil spills, among others, has passed its second reading on the floor of the House of Representatives. The proposed legislation, titled Bill for an Act to Repeal the National Emergency Management Agency Act, Cap N34, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the National Emergency Management Agency Bill, and 4 related matters, was sponsored by the Deputy Speaker Benjamin Okozie-Kalu, Babajimi Benson, and 5 others. Leading the debate on the general principles of the bill, one of the co-sponsors, Amobi Oga, said while the NEMA Act provides a solid foundation for disaster management, it lacks provisions for addressing critical issues such as climate change adaptation, amongst others. Oga said when the bill becomes law, NEMA would be repositioned to ensure climate adaptation and resilience in today's world of complex disaster management. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has petitioned the Federal High Court in Abuja to compel suspended Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan to delete a satirical apology she posted on her social media pages. In a fresh suit, Akpabio's legal team, led by Kehinde Ogunwumiju, asked the court to direct Akpoti-Uduaghan to delete the video, arguing it violated a judge's directive. Akpabio also wants the court to compel Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan to publish a written apology in at least 2 national newspapers and file an affidavit confirming her compliance. Recall that on April 27, Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan shared a short video in which she mockingly apologized to Akpabio, claiming it was for not allowing him to have his way with her. The Registrar of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, has clarified that the performance statistics for the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, are in line with results recorded over the past 12 years. Professor Oloyede said this while addressing public concerns about this year's outcome. The JAMB boss explained that the results were not unusual. Recall that out of the 1.9 million candidates who sat for the UTME, approximately 1.5 million scored below 200. On the international scene, Robert Prevost has been elected as the new Pope, the first American Pope. He appeared on the balcony overlooking St. Peter's Square a while ago. Crowds erupted into cheers in St. Peter's Square earlier as white smoke billowed from the chimney. On the news this evening, you heard stakeholder Fine-Face Dumna Mene has criticized Nosdra over its delay in responding to the oil spill in Ikata, Ahoda East local government area. Some chieftains of Labour Party in Rivers State have reacted to crisis in the party. The trial of Inspector Erekere's murder has been stalled due to the absence of the suspect in court. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has sued Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan over her satirical apology. And on the foreign scene, Robert Prevost has been elected as the new Pope. The news was edited by Onyekachi Wonsu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Sam Chinedu. Thanks for listening.